makes me laugh that he's shit scared of nearly everything in the world. It'll let you hoover him. You can stay on my fucking beard, bro. Oi, oi. How's it going? Right. Exciting day today. You join me on a Tuesday. No work on. So I'm working on the Civic. Now, over the weekend, I made a major discovery. And it's a turning point in this project, and it's got me fucking buzzing to get back into it and make shit good and get things working. So what we're going to do today is we're going to finish her off a bit of soldering. We're going to go over the things that I've done to make this breakthrough. Call out people who helped me as well, because there's a couple of people who threw ideas at me and stuff. So we're going to do that as well. Let's get on it. Look at it just sitting there outside the HQ. Waiting to do bits. We're going to make it happening. Okay, so previously we managed to figure out in the end which wires were for the fuel pump and the engine management light. So we've now properly soldered them on. See, I've got my little tags on the wires. Then the last one to find in the network was the RPM signal wire, which we did find in the end, and it was a solid blue line, solid blue wire in where is the little connector, out of this grey connector. I couldn't tell you what pin it was on because it wasn't in the one it was supposed to be in. The whole pin was all over the shop. I couldn't find a single drawing anywhere online that could tell me the precise names, or you know, what each one of these wires actually were in the positions, because none of the positions lined up. I think there was only like 2 wires that were in the correct position per all the drawings that I found. So anyway, bit of trial and error, and we found the right wire. So we're just going to solder that bad boy up so it's legit, and then we're good to go on this end. And then what we're going to do is we're going to open up the ECU, and then we're going to attach the we're going to hook up the AEM wideband to the ECU so that it can be read through the ECU as well. Good to go. Good to flow. Solder will always flow to the heat, so I always give it a little touch on the underside just to make sure it pulls it all the way through. There you go, that's that done. Get the heat shrink on there. Bosh. There we are then, so that's all the ECU wires soldered up to the swap harness, to the factory loom for what we got here. We've got engine management light, we've got RPM signal and fuel pump, and then over here we've got the coolant temperature sensor. Point the camera at it, helps, doesn't it? I will solder that at some point, but I'm just leaving that on there for now. And then this random wire we've got sticking through the back here, it's just a piece of old ECU wire. Not ECU wire, it's off the old wiring loom that was fucked. That goes out to the fan, so I need to find a permanent switch, well, a switched live for that little dude to connect to. Okay, let's do some wire sticky. Shrinky wrappy. So whilst trying to see where I could make space for the ECU, I discovered that someone had already, rather helpfully, removed the passenger side airbag for me. It's like a little win, that. I'm happy with that. So I was going to try and put it up behind there, but there isn't really enough space. I mean, I could probably spend a day trying to stick it up behind there, but I'm really not a fan of that. So I'm probably just going to try and make some room down here, stand it up, and make a little boss to come off of that hole that's already there, stand it off, and then put a bolt through the bottom there, get some rubber isolators stuck on the back so it doesn't rattle around and make too much noise, and then I think we should be pretty much good. So in a minute we're gonna turn the key and just see what happens, mate, and see if we can make it do more than it did last time, because everyone kept telling me the reason why it weren't working is because of all of that, but we'll have a look. Let's try it. Okay then, this is fucking nerve-wracking, boys, nerve-wracking indeed. So we've got the computer plugged in, I think I've got the wideband set up, I'm not entirely sure. We've got the fucking gauges all working, all the lights are working. Fuel pump primes and switches off on the key properly like it should. So I think there's only one thing left for it. Let's move that in case it starts to shake about a bit. Okay, so. Right. Oh, that's annoying. So that, I don't know how to make that stop doing what it does. Prime in. Fucking hell, yeah, boys! Get you some of that. Get you some of that. Oh, we're just picking up voltage. We need to have a look at that. Oh my god. Fucking listen to it. Oh my god. This is insanity. Oh man, I've no idea if that's right or not or what. I don't even fucking care right now. Listen to it. Rev counter works. It's fucking loud, I know that. Oh, bit of throttle hang there. Holy shit, I'm fucking shaking. Oh my days. Oh mate, seriously. What a relief. And how excited is that? We've got a K swap, boys. A fucking K swap EK Civic. Something I've been dreaming about for close to 15, 20 years probably. 15 years at least. And mate, what an epic thing that is. I've no idea if that wideband thing is working on the ECU correctly. But I will look into that at some point, but holy fuck bags. Oh, that's crazy, mate. Should I do it again? I think I should do it again. I'll put the camera up here. I'm just going to do it one more time, just real quickly, because I've got no coolant in it. So I don't want to run it for too long. So I'm just going to quickly fire it up real quick, see if it goes again. And you can see it from the outside this time. Ready? Okay. Let's see what we got. Unbelievable. Woo. So after all the failed attempts, we finally cracked it. We finally got the K swap running, and I can't even tell you how fucking happy I am right now. Honestly, this has just been such a long time coming. Big shout out to Karlos, who gave up 3 weekends to come and help me put this engine in initially, and then get it back out, do all the timing stuff, and then put it back in again. And also a big shout out to Brock. He told me to change over the cam position sensors initially, before we did the timing and stuff. And we looked at them, we pulled them out, we looked at them, and they looked identical. We checked that the wiring wasn't swapped to the wrong plug, and it was all fine. And eventually what I did do was, after I'd done some other bits and pieces with the wiring and stuff, I did physically swap them round. And that was their first start after swapping them. And look what it does. It's just absolutely transformed it. It's not coughing, spitting, spluttering. I need to record that data log that I've just done there and have a look at it and send it to a couple of people to have a nose at. You heard it hunting then like crazy. So I think after the cold start program just flips off, something happens. Now I've got the idle air control valve just there's a vacuum pipe there and there's nothing going to it. The reason for that is I actually have no idea where it's supposed to go or what it's supposed to plug into. There's very little in the way of vacuum operated stuff still on this car from factory, so obviously I've got to do a bit more research, do a bit more reading, do a bit more learning, figure this out, because up to now I've managed to do this with just remote help from a couple of my mates. Not a mechanic, as I've said numerous times, but look at what we've managed to achieve. I could not be more happy, honestly. So I'm going to wrap it up there. It's probably only going to be quite a short episode, but literally so happy. Oh, I can't believe it. I've got a K swap. Right, we need to get cracking on this now. Winter's coming. We need to get cracking on this. I want to drive this fucking thing. Probably won't drive it this year, but I want it in a state where I can drive it. So the next thing that will be done is I'm going to chat up Workshop 77 down the road and see if I can get one of their boys to mate up the exhaust. It just needs a flexi putting in, and then perhaps the original exhaust that I've got slightly shortening. I've got a full 3-inch system to go on it, and it's all here bar the flexi, so it just needs trailering down the road, exhaust fitting to it. Then I can run it at up to temperature on the drive without deafening the entire estate, so that'll be good. So yeah, on to the next steps. Cannot wait, this is going to be sick, honestly. Boom! K swap. And finally, just quickly before I go, I want to thank my neighbour Jake for sorting out my headlights for me. I had to go with the Amazon stuff, and it needed UV light from the sun, and I'd done it all and it was all lush, and I put them on top of the gazebo to dry up, and then the sun went in, so they were all messed up, so then I had to get some more stuff, sand it all back and have another go at it, and it was just a bit of a mess, mate. So I gave them to him. He works at a body shop, he took them to work, fucking sorted them right out for me, so we're all good. And then another big thanks to Ross over at the garage for sorting out the bearings and ball joints in my new knuckles, the new DC2 knuckles. They work an absolute treat, all good. So chassis wise, we're pretty much there. The only thing I've got to do is on this other side, I've just got to fix a bent wheel hub. This one's got a little bit of a wonkiness to it. I'll try and show you. You can see how bent the wheel is there. So I've got brand new hubs for it in the garage, so hopefully it's just the hub and not the spindle. Look at that hole, really. But look, running K swap. Boshty! Get in.